Welcome to the Unphazed Podcast, the number one motivational show in the world, where we do our best to show you how to stay unfazed in this world that will definitely try to phase you. You know I'm here, Phazon, your unfazed guru and chief motivator. You know we got Mr. Real Fake McDeal in the back who still ain't worked out his day 13
I thought I
of
was
the
never. I thought
Unfazed
I've never
Pod.
been fake a day in my life.
And yeah, he is fake, man. He's fake now. He still ain't got a workout in, but we coming at you live with a good one right here. Stay tuned. Let's go.
I'm unfazed, I'm unfazed, yeah, I'm unfazed. I'm unfazed, yeah, I'm unfazed. I'm unfazed, yeah, finna stack this paper. I'm unfazed, I'm unfazed, yeah, finna stack this paper. I'm unfazed.
Rebajo, estiro, come tell me a thing.
First of all,
You like that one?
I had a workout yesterday.
So now he's lying, everybody. Thank you.
I had a flag football workout. I'm not lying.
He has not hit the gym. He has not said, okay, I'm about to go get
I
in the
was been
gym.
on my damn back hurt today. Jesus Christ,
Yeah, that's
I'm
his
getting old.
problem. So we're going to count down. Hopefully he gets it in, but maybe we go 30 days of no gym working out for Eman. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm on a roll. I'm consistent right now. I'm
Yeah,
consistent.
he
30 days no
consistent.
gym. I'm consistent. I
30
had to do a
days no
cleanse.
gym.
I had to do a gym cleanse. I was getting too much gym.
Yeah, he
Too much
wasn't
gym
getting,
work.
yeah, that's a lot too. That's a lot too.
Hey man, I had to get less. I had to get more of it up here.
I
Less,
see.
less, less right here, more of it up
You
here.
ain't getting nothing up there either. I could tell. I'm just, I'm just saying. You need something. You need Jesus at this point. I don't think any of us can help you.
I got some of him.
You need a
Got
little
some
bit
of him.
more. Just get a little bit more. Tell I talk to him and get you in the gym.
You gonna say
Get you
pray for me. Pray for me.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna pray for you. But bro, I think one thing I was thinking about recently was just like in high school, right? Because we're doing this 30-day unphase, and I think it's all just bringing back a lot of memories and stuff like that. But I think one thing, like in high school, like it could be there was a time where I was very like lonely and not even lonely. I think a lot of people say lonely and they take it like in a bad way, but it's not even in a bad way. But there was a time where I became a loner and I became had love for being by myself, and I started to love it. Felt like self-love too. It's like loving yourself, but it's like I just didn't want to be around anybody. It started in high school. It was like we would have lunch, everybody. That's the best time at our school. I went to all boys school, so lunch was the time everyone partying, we having a good time, making fun, hopping around the tables. But I used to just leave, go to one of the teachers rooms, kick it, chill, talk with somebody older than me, or I used to just hang out, go to the locker room, eat by myself, whatever it is. But I think that developed something in me, like that self worth and that self love and that self dedication to get better. Like I wanted to continue improving myself because this brought me to this because I'm like, we're doing the 30 days right now, and it is lonely because it's hard work. You know what I
No.
mean? We pushing ourselves. We doing a lot of things, man. So I think as far as loving yourself and being alone, I think a lot of times those teams have to come inside because you have to be alone for a certain period of time to understand yourself. Because a lot of people don't understand themselves. They just out in the world trying to be somebody else, or they living somebody else's dream or doing whatever. But I feel like that was a real experience that I had growing up that really changed my life because a lot of people may not be comfortable being alone. And I'm really comfortable being alone.
No, I think respectfully phase like you know what I'm saying. 'Cause this is definitely a conversation I've been. I'm glad like we jumped into it, but I think that's like for the first time where I can openly admit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying we don't differ in other areas, but as we talk about, being alone, I think that's where we're similar now, like as to now. But when I look back at high school, I wasn't a loner. Like, I wasn't a loner kid. Um, for me, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I just started going to my freshman year. Always been a popular kid now, you know what I'm saying? I moved around a lot, so I had to learn how to adjust, develop a lot of friends awfully quick. So, I was always known as a class clown. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if I was going to be, really into high school, I didn't stay at the same school more than a year. Like, I was at a different
Mm,
school every year. So I had to make friends every year or whatever because I didn't want to be the outcast. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a small fear of, like, you know what I'm saying? The feeling of not knowing what being alone could do at such a young age. You see people popular, you see people with friends, you want to be the popular kid with friends. So I don't know, like going to my freshman year, I was the guy. You know what I'm saying, like I'm saying, no, I wasn't the starter on varsity or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I was always with the upperclassmen. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, in my freshman class knew who I was, whether they liked me. So I felt like I was a man amongst many friends. Then you know what I'm saying, you get to my senior year where over the years my friend group starts to narrow down because you realize over time everybody not your friend. You know what I'm saying? Just because everybody know you, everybody not your friend. So, you know what I'm saying? By the time I'm a senior, I got 10 friends. Now I'm going from a freshman with 40. Now I got 10 friends. Now I graduate, I only got about 5 friends. And not that not a
40
lot of people
friends
knew me.
don't even make sense to me though. That
You
doesn't
said
even
what?
calculate to me. 40 friends is
Not, but
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. Like as a freshman, like you think just because people like you and hey, like these are my friends, I'm popular,
Yeah.
I'm a popular kid, but not realizing popularity is just a social perspective.
Hmm.
Friendship is a true like bond and unity, you know what I'm saying, of somebody who you have either a lot in common with or you're so opposite that you attract to one another where you understand, you know what I'm saying? Like for example, I think we're opposites in a lot of sense, but you know what I'm saying, we're trying to still figure out where we're similar. And I think now in the mindset of where you are, as I was explaining, you're in a position where you've always been alone, so you know what it feels like to be by yourself and comfortable. For me, I've always been with people, so I didn't know what it actually. I'm not gonna say felt like to be alone, but what it meant to be alone and be by myself.
Hmm.
Now I like being on my own because that's when I understand and I'm able to understand myself more, develop, be within my own thoughts. I'm not consumed about what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? But
And
before
being
that, I
alone
cared too
too.
much.
Yeah, and being alone too is like when I say that, some people may be like, "Nah, Phase, you you always be out, like you be kicking it, like when college and high school, but you a lying ass. You all no." But I would describe it as like an introverted extrovert. Like I remember I gotta get one of those shirts. It's like the antisocial social club.
Get you a little small talk.
Yeah, an antisocial social club. I feel like that's exactly what I was like. I'm always in front of people. I'm always, having a good time, especially with football. I got my guys, we kicking. I'm always comfortable having a good time. But then a lot of times I feel myself going back to my room or being alone and trying to figure out, okay, like what are my next steps? Like what am I really passionate about? Asking myself deep questions. And I feel like that helped me out so much because I did so much deep work on myself unknowingly because you don't really know. I think it's funny
Would you
because like we
say I ain't even mean
yeah,
to rip in there, but
yeah,
would you
yeah.
say that? Because I'm thinking about it now, like just having these epiphanies when having these conversations. Would you say that because you did it earlier on, because you became an outcast? Not I'm gonna say you were outcast because you were more accustomed to being by yourself.
Hey,
I don't think that's what they meant in that song.
hey, go
But
ahead.
because you were so accustomed to being by yourself, do you think you have that advantage to people now who we're older now? Now we're starting to learn how to be by ourselves. You already equipped to being
100%.
by yourself. So
100% because and everybody's different, right? But I think for me, like I was so comfortable being by myself, and I think it's a blessing and a curse because the blessing part is like, yeah, I could work, I could be by myself. I don't have to go out. Like I don't even enjoy going out and all that stuff as much as a lot of people do, and like going to social settings.
I'm
But I
outside.
will, yeah, you outside exactly. But I feel like there's advantage. That's an advantage because I get to do that deep work on myself. But the disadvantage, right, is I did not have a lot of people that I could really talk to, right? So my mind deceives me. Like I've deceived myself sometimes. It's like you have conversation with yourself, but sometimes you don't see it as clearly. That second perspective, like that's why you people say go to therapy. That's why when I went to therapy, therapy is huge. Just because like you don't know everything, and it's like you have to think a certain different. You only think about yourself in a certain way, right? So you're gonna every move you make is gonna be looking through that lens. If somebody can bring a different perspective to you, it opens you up and
But
allows you to move a
respectfully,
different
I don't
way.
think that was a disadvantage for you though. If I'm being real, the reason why I don't think it was
I
a disadvantage because
Yes.
in a similar sense, you know what I'm saying, I had a lot of people who I felt that I could talk to about certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, but respectfully not, I was just as much alone, you know what I'm saying, with all the people who I thought I had because I'm thinking they're friends. They're not really true, genuine friends. So as much as I might have had 4 or 5 people to talk to, I really didn't. You didn't really have felt like you had anybody to talk to. But and again, having a perspective all the time is not the best thing, because
Hmm.
I might be getting a perspective of somebody who is clouded in their own perspective or judgment of what this image of me should be, or what this image of what I should be doing. Now you did do the, I mean, if you're seeking counseling or whatever, I mean that's the right thing to do, because now you have a professional perspective.
Yeah, and
But
that's what I was gonna say. I think it's better for me. I think it's better to have the perspective and talk to yourself. Like it's like being in a relationship. It's better to be single than be in a toxic relationship.
come
You know
on
what I
now.
mean? So I think that's kind of the thing it was. But when I say like the disadvantage part to that is that times when times get tough,
Yeah.
right? When
Yeah.
times get tough, you only have that one perspective. And it's like, dang, especially like say the NFL draft didn't happen. Now you only got that one perspective. You sacrificed all these things. I sacrificed both my graduations. I did not go. I went to Cornell University. I did not go to the graduation. I went to Indiana State, got my master's, did not go to the graduation because football, something in football, something towards the NFL draft was taking me. I missed my aunt's funeral. You know what I mean? Because I ended up having to get surgery. And I was like, man, I don't know. I need to be here and I need to train because I need to get my hips right. I don't know if I can be on a plane. Sacrificing that and all that deep talk, all that self talk. When I didn't get drafted, it was all negative. So now, if I'm the only person I could talk to, I'm the only person giving myself advice, but myself is making me hate myself.
But I
So I'm
think
like, it's working outwards. And it was like, it was very negative and it wasn't helping me.
I feel like more in a sense for you, bro. Like I don't respectfully, I'm like just me having the people around. I don't think necessarily what would I say friendship, or like, I mean, yes, a great friendship and a close knit group would have been exactly what the same thing family was for me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like not having people there to talk to, you know what I'm saying? I think it was more about having the support system or the supporters. You know what I'm saying? As long as you have
Mm,
that, because like I said, like as much as you know, we hate to hear it. Like again, I'm somebody who hates the kiss it better type of person, and my mom
mm,
was a big kiss it better type of person. I love my mom to death, but I didn't understand how important. And when I say kiss it better, I mean somebody who's always cliche. Everything it's gonna be all right. It's gonna work itself out. But in the moment, I know it's not gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work itself. Like I want to sit and ponder in that moment, because in my mind, I'm like, this is what's gonna make me stronger, not realizing, you know what I'm saying, the support system of what she was trying to do for me. It wasn't like she was trying to tell me how's gonna be all right, but it's like, okay, look towards the positive, look towards, you know what I'm saying, the perseverance and the way it can change. Don't be so consumed by the negative. But you know what I'm saying, to have that, like, I used to hate hearing that. Like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But it was important to have that. So I don't think, you know what I'm saying, just because you didn't have anybody around, you know what I'm saying, to talk about your feelings in that moment, to have the support system around to just let you know you can feel how you gonna feel. It's the same thing I was telling you. I'm saying I ain't gonna say who this was, but I was talking to somebody.
mhm,
They going through a recent breakup
mhm.
or whatever, and I'm like, it's okay to feel bad going through the breakup. Like you just broke up with
That's
somebody. You're not
big.
supposed to not give it, like not give a damn. Oh, okay. If you didn't care, you, I mean, you really was just wasting your time with this person if you really have no care. But it was almost in a sense like they didn't want to talk to anybody just to tell them what was going on, because they didn't want nobody to change their mind. But to have somebody there at that time, then I'm like, it's gonna be all right. Like it's okay to feel how you feeling. Just to kind of somebody there to like solidify your feelings. Like it's okay, it's cool to feel like that. This is how you're supposed to feel. So having somebody there to talk to, I don't think would have changed the perspective, or change at least, you know what I'm saying, the mindset of what you was enduring. It's just
Yeah,
that
and I
support.
yeah, and I agree with that to an extent because I think with me, it
Big
wasn't
shout out to
even
Phase though on this point. This coffee low key hit. Go
come
ahead.
on now, I get you right. I think with me, it was I have a great support system. I have the best support system in my opinion, right? But I was a loner in a sense where it's like everything that I deal with, I'm going to deal with it. And
Mhm.
I'm doing all the work myself. So all these
I'm like, you don't
dark
want to burden
things,
anybody with, you know what I'm saying,
not
your
even,
personal
not
matter.
even, yeah, yeah, I guess that could be a perspective that I had. But I think also it was like I can handle it. Like I just put it inside, you know what I'm saying? I'll deal with it. I'll cry, I'll do whatever I gotta do, and I'll live with it and I'll keep moving on. And it was also just the comfortability or feeling like no one can help me besides myself. And in some cases I still kind of feel like that's true. No one can really get you out of that spot outside of yourself
Are you
sometimes.
saying so? Are you saying? And because I want to just make sure I heard you. Like you were able to basically, you liked being alone because you were able to manage your own emotions behind the scenes.
Hmm.
I think that's big, bro. Just because again, because of how we differ from here, that's not something I had. I
Hmm.
don't feel I feel like for a while it took me a while to understand how to really process and manage my emotion because having people around you don't. I feel like you know what I'm saying. I feel like, and I guess that's probably the argument we kind of not really argument, but the difference we're really having right now is you might see it as there's pros and benefits to being by yourself and also negatives, but I'm starting to understand like it's a lot more pros to being by yourself than it was. You know what I'm saying? Thinking I had all these people because even having people around, it just dawned on me. I wasn't not able to be as expressive as I wanted to be of my own emotions because of what I felt people would think about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
didn't want people to see, oh, he weak or he's an emotional wreck and this and the third. Like a lot of times I found myself suppressing my own emotions just because I'm like, nah, I can't let them see me like this. I can't let them see me down. And I didn't even want to practice them behind closed door handling it because I'm like, if I do it within my own self, what if I don't handle it the right way? Or what if, you know what I'm saying, I get too accustomed
Hmm.
to doing it and now I'm doing it in front of the people who, you know what I'm saying, I just didn't want it to come from the shadows to the forefront. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
crazy.
what yeah, yeah, and I think with myself too, it was more so I was very comfortable with myself like very early. And I think we all are, but I think there's always two perspectives. 'Cause I feel like there's a lot of people that are kind of my way and they kind of figuring it out or just they are okay being alone. But there's also a lot of people that's like, dang, like I don't really know how to manage them most, so I just kick it around with a lot of people, whatever it is. And I don't think there's one way that's right or wrong for anyone. I think it's all kind of based on the person you are, kind of how you were raised and what you decide to do and how you decide to figure it out.
I remember you asked me, bro, you was like, because I feel like we was having this conversation in somewhat of a sense, but you asked me, you was like, why do you feel like it was that you know what I'm saying, felt the need to be with people or be around people or hang out with people? Because I was kind of pondered or baffled about the idea, like, why were you such a loner? Because knowing who you are now, how entertaining you are, how funny you are, shit like that. It's like you would think it's because you were always around. You were like me, the class clown, the person. But
Hmm.
it's crazy that we were one and the same, but we had different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Personal situations. Like you being by yourself, you're your primary entertainer.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're in like you getting peak entertainment within yourself. You're enjoying your own self love, your own self presence. So now people can enjoy it 10 times more. You know what I'm saying? Being around you versus me.
Yeah.
I'm used to entertaining. I'm used to being the goofy, the comedy. You know what I'm saying this and the third. So now it's just natural for me to be like that when I'm around people. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But it's harder for me to self entertain myself. It's easier now
Hmm.
that I'm older and I've been able to enjoy being by myself a little bit more. But I remember you had asked me, you was like, why did you feel like you needed to be, you know what I'm saying, around people? And it wasn't until just now where I can answer that question. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, to be honest, bro, I'm not saying I was scared of who I was by myself, but I don't think I knew who I was by just being by myself. I've
Hmm.
always who I was at that point in time. Like now I understand it, but who I was at that point in time, I think it was more like I was solidified, like people was validating who I was by how they perceived me. You know what I'm
Yeah, and I
saying?
think that that's the scariest thing to me. Like, oh, just hearing you even say that, right? Because I feel like a lot of people are like that, and I feel like there is no like I'm like even me and Ginger talk about it all the time, but I don't think I'm perfect in any way, shape, or form. But then she looks up to the way that I'm able to how I manage myself and how I think and things
Right.
like that, right? But I think on the same token, right, we have to look at the pros and the cons. There's
Yeah.
pros and cons to
Yeah.
each and everybody's situation and how they look at it. Because with me, kind of how you were saying, as far as being a loner and everything, but I was around people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an oxymoron because it's like I love being
That
by
boy educated
myself.
now. You see that oxymoron? That boy
Come
educated.
on, I hope I use it right. But
That hey, I ain't gonna disagree with you.
come on, I like I'm saying, I can say I'm a loner and everything like that. And some people, most people gonna be like, Phase, nah, I don't see that. Just kind of like you said, nah, Phase, you don't do that. You
Not
be
fact.
doing this and doing that. You got a podcast. But that's just how I feel. And then on the outside of that, right, I'm around people a lot. Like I'm around my family. I'm acting goofy. I'm doing this. I had a bunch of friends. We always kick whatever it is. So it was like both sides of that. And I feel like the scary part about what you said is that what is life if you're not understanding who you are, right? Like I feel like life is a continuous self-discovery.
And isn't that ironic though? Like it's funny how you said that. Like you're around people, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you're alone, but it's for me. You would think I wouldn't feel alone. I'm always around people. I'm always X, Y, Z. But in my inner self was alone. You know what I'm saying? Which is what's crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about, like you saying, the pros. I think the pros to being by yourself now, like I'm everly so fortunate now to be comfortable being by myself. Like to be honest, my typical day, I'm trying to kick it at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because I get to unwind. I feel like the like one of the primary benefits of being by yourself, and I feel like it's the foundation of any successful relationship that you choose to have, whether it be a friendship, intimate relationship, whatever, a spiritual relationship. Being by yourself allows you to understand who you are within yourself. How can you be the best version of yourself if you don't know who you are for real? And the
Hmm.
only way you can figure out who you genuinely are is not having the outside world being able to validate who you are. You understanding who I am within by being by yourself, hanging out by yourself, figuring out what makes you laugh, what drives your temper, what make you
And
tick,
it's
what make
so
you
easy too for the world, like especially the society we live in now. It's so easy to not know yourself. It's easy
back.
to let the
Because you
world
got this
paint
the
this
technology.
picture. It's easy to let the world paint a picture for you, and it's easy for the world to keep you occupied so you
Mhm.
never find yourself. It's easy, especially in America. It's easy.
That's big, bro.
It's easy to do that. You
It's
have all
the
this
tech. Now it's too
technology.
everything's too accessible these days.
Exactly. You
There's
need money,
always something,
right?
whether it be a TV, a phone. There's always something in your hand, and until you turn off the technology, and even if you are on these devices, utilizing them to figure out who you are. But like you said, it's easy to they always putting something in front of you of what you might idolize or want to be like or want to drive to have. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you're not ever, you know what I'm saying, speaking with to your inner self within, like you have everything you need.
Yeah, but and I
These are
think
things that you want.
a problem that I had as well, and it wasn't really a problem, it was kind of a problem, I would say. The problem that I had was like I understood myself very well, and the problem I had was setting up boundaries
Mm.
in life and putting things in place that I every action that I took was aligned to that person that I was. I think that was the hardest part for me because
Would
like
you
okay, I
elaborate a little
knew,
bit?
yeah, I know exactly who I was, but I feel like this is a problem we have a lot. First off, if you don't know who you are or you don't really know about yourself or whatever it is, you let the world pull you each and every way. But I knew who I was, but I wasn't strict enough on my boundaries. So if I know I want to be this person, we only life is short. So it's like if I know I want to be this person, XYZ aligns with that. ABC does not align. So why am I participating in ABC if that doesn't align with this person that I'm becoming? So I think that is a key thing that I learned, and I'm learning now because it's a continuous self-discovery. I know who Phazon McClurge is now. For the most part, I'm still learning, but I know pretty much who it is and who I want to be. So at that point, if why would I do anything
I
other
think
than
too,
that
bro.
does not align?
Like you were saying, and like, cause I remember us having this conversation too. It had a lot to do. I'm not gonna say your loneliness or you being alone and being able to discover yourself had a lot to do. You know what I'm saying? Strictly with your environment, but solely like the environment, like you explaining, like you wasn't trying to be outside. You know what I'm saying? Running the street with the mob squad. You know what I'm saying? And being in a dangerous position. You know what I'm saying? So you had an advantage to okay. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to live. It's like you knew what you wanted. Like you
Mhm.
said, like you just saying who I wanted to become, bro. You was like now, and again for that, and I'll let you even share that perspective on yourself. But
Yeah, and it
like you
has a lot to
said,
do with, I think that's like nature versus nurture too. Like it
yeah,
has a lot to do with your environment. Like I wouldn't be anywhere. I could have been completely different. Like I was telling you earlier, like my mom did everything in her power. She lived a certain life. She said, "Hey, I don't want you to live that life." So she literally moved us couple blocks this way past the train tracks which divide Chicago, Illinois and Oak Lawn, Illinois. Oak Lawn, Illinois is a more predominantly white suburb. Chicago is Chicago. We know what that is. You know what I mean? So moved a couple blocks away, but that change, that switch changed my life because now you're putting me in an environment where it's like, okay, I'm growing up around white people and I'm seeing how they operate and I'm seeing different things
and
that
I
I may
wouldn't even
not have
say growing
seen
up
over
around
there.
white people, but growing up in an environment where you can thrive. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it was
Not
no,
having
that's
to
what it
be
was. It was white people though.
yeah. But
And
again,
and that's the
and again, that may
truth.
have been just the color of people you identify with from that area that you've seen the most. But what I say growing up in an environment to thrive is whether it's white, black, Hispanic, or whatever, if you're in a successful environment where you're not worrying about having to dodge the dangers of the world on an everyday life, you
Hmm.
have a more, you know what I'm saying, you have a more successful rate to accomplish, you know what I'm saying, what you are setting out to do, or at least more freedom to figure out what that is.
Yeah,
If
and for
I'm
me,
outside on the
yeah,
block every day and I'm trying to
exactly.
duck and dodge bullets, or you know what I'm saying, I'm
You
trying
live in a
to,
different life.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's a lot more pressure, and it's
Yeah.
hard now. A lot of those people do make it out. Like, we're not saying, you know what I'm saying, you can't make it out from situations, but again, for the ones who are just one, like everybody think you got to get out the mud, like especially in this newer generation. Everybody feel like
Hmm.
you got to get out the mud. Your mud does not have to be the same mud as the people that, you know what I'm saying, you either idolize or witness get it out the mud. It don't have
Hmm.
to be that grimy mud. It could just be dirty over here. I'm still getting out the mud. It's just not as muddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Hmm.
don't. I'm happy to not have been in an environment where I had to grow up ducking and dodging bullets, because I know friends who have grown up like that, as well as I know people who have come from that and wanted to make sure I didn't, like you said, just like your mom, make sure I wasn't in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just big time to see the benefits of the environment. And again, I just I'm not saying white people didn't have a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to take anything away
Nah,
from them, but I just didn't want it to be.
nah, but
You don't
for
have to
me,
live for white people
but
to thrive, y'all.
yeah, nah, facts. But for me, it was white people. You know what I mean? It was like literally, I moved me with the white people. I grew up around more white. There's a couple blacks in that neighborhood too, but it's predominantly white, and that did a lot for me. I feel like growing up.
That's why you didn't have no friends,
Nah, that's not
because
why.
you probably didn't like
I
them.
and no, that's the thing. And I think you're confusing it, right? Because I had a lot of friends. Like if you look at me, I'm you. I'm the popular kid. I'm the this, I'm the that. But I very much so enjoy, I'm the introverted extrovert. You know what I mean? I look on at paper. If you look on paper, look at the stats. I got all these friends. I got all these people talking about me. All these girls. All the every like that's the stats. Stats is extrovert. But for me, when I go back home, when I'm doing, I much rather enjoy being with myself. I've really, and not even much rather, but I just enjoy being with myself because I love kicking it with the guys.
But
But I enjoy
everybody's gonna
being
be at home
myself.
by yourself. Also, too, you're gonna be at home more often than not alone. You know what I'm saying? That's at the crib. You know what I'm saying? You at home. Now, granted, I did grow up with four siblings, so there wasn't no getting alone. You know what I'm saying? Unless you in your room with the door closed. But you know what I'm
So what do you
saying?
don't?
If you
What
have the
don't you
opportunity,
understand?
huh?
So which part aren't you understanding?
I understand what you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You think I'm trying to decipher and negate what you're saying? I'm very much in agreement with what you're saying. It's
Mhm.
just putting it in my perspective on
Yeah.
how I view it and understand it. You know what I'm saying? Same situation, same situation. Like, so that's the main idea of this whole conversation. Where we are as men today, we are both men who understand what it means to be alone, understand what being alone can do for you, how it can benefit and how help you thrive. But the difference in where we were is, and again, I wasn't saying you just. That's what I said. Even at the beginning of this conversation, I'm not saying you're like an outcast or the weird kid who's sitting over there with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards trying to figure out, you know,
Yeah,
saying
because
what
that's
life
where I
going on in
want to
life.
make
And
sure.
you
There's
playing
not,
with the
that's
action
not,
figures at the table. Nobody's saying
not
you're that
that.
kid, face.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I'm
I'm making
saying
sure.
is, you know, what I'm saying, me, I was more extroverted and socialized. You know, what I'm saying, to the point where I was never not alone. When I go home, I got four sisters, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a, you know what I'm saying, entertained to have to deal with them or whatever. When I'm at school, I'm amongst all my peers and friends. You finding time to actually stay. I don't think I ever ate lunch by myself. But you taking that time to yourself, being comfortable, I'm gonna just post up, kick it, you know what I'm saying, with my own thoughts. And I can very much see you into headphones, into the music, you know what I'm saying, into maybe an audio, maybe like I don't know what you listen to, but I can very much see that. But that's I'm saying that's where we differ. But I think that's beautiful that's where we differ, because now I have an understanding that my co-host, my friend Phase, is somebody who we come from similar. I mean, we have similar stories now, but we come from different backgrounds, and
Hmm.
that's ironic of how we can get to this same point in life, but to have dealt with this so much, so differently. So you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because that's not one thing I would have gathered. Like I said, that's not one thing I would have gathered about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I met you, likable teammate, outgoing, friendly, cool, low
Hmm.
key. Believe it or not, I hated on you. I told you that. Like, I was hating on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I first ever
Why?
seen you, because it was at the tryout we went to, like And I'm not again. Let me not use hated because I ain't hated, but
No, you're a
it was
hating ass dude though.
no, I
You
wasn't
are.
hating. No, you hating nothing. But we had went to the for you, and I realize now for you it wasn't a tryout. That was really a workout for you, but it was a tryout for me when we went to Melissa High School up
Uh-huh.
there with when Billy Back was to the coach and
Yeah.
supervised
Yep.
everything, and you was in there, you was cooking,
Uh-huh.
and when it's like real recognize real in that moment, like I'm walking in with the mindset I'm finna be I gotta be the best. I'm finna be the best nigga, and everybody out here better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you really see somebody out there really torching like you know what I'm saying, like you cooking up. Like I made a lot of great plays that day. I'm talking about
Uh-huh.
bombs over Baghdad, great routes. But then when I'm not making my plays, I see you on the Simpsons making your plays. I'm like, nigga trying to be better than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
who is this? Like,
Uh-huh.
he trying to come out here and cook. He trying to steal my shine. This is my opportunity. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it was more like, bro, who does this dude think he is? Or whatever. But then when I started recognizing, okay, he liked that. He liked that.
Uh-huh.
Your game spoke for itself that day. And that's when, just in that split moment, it was like, okay, this you can see this is somebody who put in the work and somebody who grinded. He is talented, you know what I'm saying? So I had to put credit where credit was due. But you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's a cool thing too, because like the work that I've done, like the ability to be alone, and it's not even being alone, but like the like small times being alone. I think it was, I guess a better way to say it was less of just like being alone and being alone or whatever it is. And it's more so understanding when to separate myself
Being in
from
tune with yourself.
things, being in tune with myself and understanding when something didn't serve me or that didn't really
Yeah.
align with me. And I was good at separating myself, because if you say we're at the lunch table, they're not talking about nothing. People talking about this, talking about that, talking about stuff like
Not
it's like
benefiting me.
not benefiting me.
You're
So it's
very
like
much a I don't like to waste time ass person. How is this
exactly.
conversation helping me? Me, I will indulge in the bullshit. Like,
Oh yeah,
what's going on? What are we
100%,
talking about?
100%.
I might even play devil's advocate a lot of times for stuff I really personally don't care about just because that's fun to me. I'm always used to being in the conversation, but not realizing like, bro,
And
we ain't talking about we ain't talking about nothing.
I think I realized really early that a lot of people don't talk about anything, right? And I don't like that. Like if I'm gonna talk about something, it has to do something for me, you know what I mean? And it's not, doesn't necessarily every conversation has to be, oh, we're getting better, we're
But
doing this.
bro,
But a lot of it is like, man, like what are we really talking about? Like what are we trying to
but
be?
to
And
that
like,
point phase, I think that's what, and again, you can agree to disagree with me on this, but I think that's what makes us more well rounded. I think by me indulging in it, like for example, I put it into you in a DJ's perspective.
uh-huh.
I thought I became a better DJ when I recognized more of what the people wanted or what they were talking about, whatever, versus just playing what I wanted to play or doing what I do. Now to make it make sense to our conversation, I think I understand whether it's ridiculous logic or whatever people logic be, but I understand why certain people may say or think that there's certain ways because I indulge into their perspective, and I'm like, now that didn't mean I had to agree or I was in line or in tune with it, but I'm like, okay, like
But answer this then. What did that help you do? That
it helped
helped
me
you do what?
understand society.
And
I was
so you
taking
feel like you
advantage.
understand society.
I understand more like societal cues. Yes, I think I'm
Okay.
more. I think I'm more because you and I'm not gonna say I
And
think I know I'm
but
more.
then go be a therapist then and help the society, go be the
Believe it or not, though,
president
no, but
or something. You know what
believe it
I
or
mean?
not, though, I did want to go into therapy and medicine like that when I first got. Now I don't want to now because I don't care about
Yeah.
people's feelings no more.
And I think
But
that's
believe it or not,
fine.
there was purpose to it.
Yeah, and I believe that's fine if you're about to do some of that. But for me, it's like I'm not about to be a therapist. So like if it aligns with you and you want to go just hear people talk, yeah, if that aligns
But
with you
how
and
do you
that's
know?
helping you some way.
So that's my thing, bro. So like talking more on that. How would you know if it's gonna benefit you if you don't stick around long enough to figure out what it is? It's okay to like, for example, like me, like I've been talking to you
Cause
about this,
I know from the get-go every
and see you
time.
prejudging. That's wrong
I'm not
because
prejudging.
respect. Bro, think about it. Respect or not, like me and you were talking about. A lot of times when it's just me and you chopping it up, we might not go there because it's some fact. Like yeah, you've already told me before. I'm not gonna talk about nothing I don't care about.
Uh-huh.
That's the beauty of it. Talk about it because no matter what you saying, really, and there's always benefits to every conversation because it helps you understand something a little bit more. It may help you understand how
I
much you
don't
don't
agree
give a
with that.
damn.
I
But
don't agree with that. But if I already know I don't give a damn, then they don't benefit me.
that's why you lonely.
I'm not lonely though. That's the thing.
Oh, you got no
I'm
friends
not.
now.
I got a lot of friends.
We could just co-host.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, I think that's interesting though, because and it's like I still indulge in like some conversation. Hey, let's talk sports. Let's talk like whatever it is. But I think once and there was this crazy video. I wish I had it, but it was like something I seen today. It was like this dude had 40 friends. Then he was like, then I start working out every day. Then it said, then I had 30 friends. Then I started a business. Dang, then I had 10 friends. He said, then I had to really lock in my goals and started to become a CEO and manage. Then I had 2 friends. You know what I mean? So it's like he
You hang
realized though
around
a
me.
lot of those friends aren't even friends at all. They just here
But
to
that's what I've been
talk
saying in
and
this whole
do all these
conversation. Like for
things.
me as a freshman, that's how my freshman year went.
Yeah,
I was somebody who was very college football driven. I knew I was going to college to play football.
yeah.
As my goals aligned with the way I was going, that's why I felt like my friend. I was still popular. People still knew who I was, but like you said, to your point, I didn't care as much as what they were talking about anymore. Because I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get here. And like they always say, the cliche saying, you surround yourself around who you want to be.
And
So
okay, and this is the main thing. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. One thing you said is like, okay, I'm going to indulge in the conversation. I'm going to do that, and just because I want to be whatever it is, right? Whatever benefit you think you get out of it, right? The problem I have with that is exactly what you just said. And let me get this out. You are who you hang around, what you put in your mind, even though you know and you have an ulterior motive, I'm using this for this, regardless, that's going to stick with you and
how
that's
do
going to
you
stick with
know?
your mind.
How do
It's
you
going to
know who you
become
hanging
you.
around with if you don't get in a conversation? Like you said, you can know just off the rip. No, but my thing is, and respectfully enough, what if there's somebody in that group that wants to hear from you so they can realize, okay, I need to be hanging out with him. So you never know who's going to take what. It's not always a for you. I mean, it all is for you, but again, for example, right, like this, like
Give me an
this, like this.
example. Yep.
Me, you, and LJ. This is a
Hmm.
perfect example.
Yep.
I have no clue what y'all talking about when it comes to politics, perspectives on insurance, or
Hmm.
whatever it may be. Life insurance, that's somewhere y'all collect and mesh. But I was able to have a BS conversation with y'all one day. I forgot what we talked. It was something small. But by just having that conversation, I got to learn from you and L. I'm like, damn, I will hang out with them. And now look at me. I had an opportunity for you and L. That was just because you and L had a like-minded conversation and you was able to get something from L. I don't think it's not that you won't indulge in a BS conversation. It's just you got to know the strict purpose of who the person you're talking to is. Because you know you and L are driven, career driven, and you're trying to go places. Y'all don't always have serious conversations.
Hmm.
So I just caught y'all at an opportunity when the conversation wasn't serious, and then I realized, okay, these some for real dudes. They are now. We can have BS conversations, but I
Yeah,
can now get
I see what you're
into the
saying.
conversation of
Yeah.
y'all helped me get where I needed to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and this is for a lot of people. So let's take it, I think let's take it less literal. Like it's not as literal as I'm
yeah,
saying it, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I talk to everybody, like I have conversations with
He's
everybody.
an
I'll have
asshole,
a
y'all know.
BS conversation or whatever it is, right? Like I'll talk about anything, but how I carry myself and how I move, right? People know like a lot of conversations like say people will have on a team or the conversation that people will have with you and they know me, they won't come up to me and have that same conversation. You know what I mean? So
Not
people
that.
kind of know where how to come to me and
Yeah,
approach me and what to talk to me about because
yeah.
I carry myself that way. And then once I did that, that changed my life. If you carry it, because now people not gonna come up to me talking about, oh man, did you see the shorty woo woo? And I was in at the club. Nobody's coming to phase and talking about that. You know
I
what I
will.
mean? No one's coming to
I
thank
will.
me, and that's how and then but you'll see the reaction you get from me though. You know what I mean? You won't get a good
Now, Phase
reaction,
very much dismissive. He'll, bro, what are you talking about? Like,
and
and
I'll get to the
we'll
point because it's like, what are we
we'll shoo
talking
you off.
about? Yeah, exactly. But it's like, and it's not even disrespectful because it's like you come to me, let's talk about something that I want to talk about, and that's
But
going to
again, I get
build
what you're saying.
us.
I get what you're saying. Like, for example, I would just come and talk. I'm gonna come and talk to you about stuff that I think we would have either a like-minded opinion on, or you might have a challenging opinion, or I might just trying to pick your perspective, and you
And it's
might
not even
grant
my
me that.
bad. I'm gonna let you go. And it's not even that deep though. Like, say if you came to me, like you my brother, so like we could talk it up, take
Yeah, yeah,
BS, talk BS, whatever it is. But I'm not gonna let it go too long. You know,
yeah, yeah.
that's the thing. I'm just
But
not.
again,
That's not
and
gonna
I
be the
can
only
attest to
thing we
that. I
talk
can
about.
attest to that.
And that's just not
You
gonna be the only
will,
thing we talk about.
yeah, you will. Yeah, yeah. I can attest to that. But like for example, like, and I'm very much. I think yes, it is, and I guess I can side with you on if it's something that I want to talk about because, for example, this love, what is it, Love Island? Like,
Love Island, yeah,
I'm out of here. Like, as soon as you, because I
yeah,
don't. That's some. That's it's. I don't like to get consumed with negative drama stuff. And
yeah,
I feel like people are getting too consumed by that show, and that's not something now. Now, don't get me wrong.
yeah. I got my shows now though
I
too.
right, you know what I'm
Love
saying?
is
There might be shows
blind
I watch
though.
that y'all don't care about.
Love is blind. Hey, hey, Love is blind is my me and Ginger. We
Ain't
watched
that the
that
one? Ain't
show.
that the one where they
They
get
get
married off of
married
like
and they
no,
don't
bro?
see.
That's
Love is
wild.
blind.
That's not. That is not a church moment.
Ah, I thought it was.
You need to stay off the gut. That is not a button moment.
Nah, that's my show. I really do like that show. Some seasons are better than others, but it's like, and that's the thing. Take everything, not take everything great and salt. You do things in, I'm forgetting the word, but it's like do things in proportion. Anything in excess is bad, right? I'm not spending all my time, all of my
Right.
life on
Binge watch.
Netflix doing all these binge watching locked in. That's the only thing I talk about, whatever it is. And then you got to realize though that the world, all this technology stuff is smart. Right. So if you want to indulge in the BS, like you were saying a little bit ago, you're gonna indulge in it. They was talking about Love Island. Okay, man. Hey, I'm gonna do this. Look up one thing, one piece of content on Love Island. But now everything you're gonna see, they're gonna start giving you all this Love
Let me.
Island content. Then your mind gonna get taken over.
So let me
That's
ask you
all
a
you
real
can talk
question.
about. And then you're gonna become a Love Island. And then we're gonna be like, what happened to him? What he?
Phase
Love
out there with
Island.
his shirt off,
Like you
goddamn
gonna
whipped cream in his
change.
cup.
You know what I mean? And
But
that's
let
how
me
we were
ask you a real
talking about.
question.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
ask you a real question. So, I just want your honest. I want to see. So, let's say CEO. You know what I'm saying? Six figure company or five. What you saying? Big company.
CEO, you said?
Yeah,
CEO of this
CEO,
big.
major company,
Yeah.
corporation. You are wanting to talk to this person because you see benefits to it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Millionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be. They talking about BS. Would you indulge in that to get into the conversation and then utilize that to your strength of networking, or would you be like, oh, they're not talking about shit for real, and just now you miss the opportunity? Because what if that connection there helps you bridge a gap or allows your networking to expand?
Yeah. So what you're talking about is something different. Like there's small talk. Small talk is different. Like you could talk small
Small
talk. You
talk
could
is
talk.
BS to me, any way you slice it,
Yeah, but I'm
because I
saying
personally don't care.
because, but if say if you're a CEO of a big company or whatever it is, you come to me, you're small talk, you talking about BS. I will, of course, I will indulge that conversation. I will have that conversation to get to something else because I'm thinking this is going to lead to. Okay, I'm going to talk about this, and because most people, if you're talking about if you're the CEO of a big company and do this, you know what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I want to give you something. I want to get something in return. It's all about exchange. It's all about building relationships. You know what I mean? So I'll talk about the BS or whatever it is, but I know if you're the CEO of a big company, you're somebody I'm looking to as a mentor, it's not going to stay on that for long. We're going to get to what we need to get to. You know what I
Because
mean?
you, because
Because
again, you're not gonna
I'm going
talk
to
about
ask the
something you don't.
questions.
Yes, you're
I'm
not
going
gonna
to
talk
ask.
about
You
something
could
you
talk
don't want
about
to talk
Love
about.
Island, Love Island, Love. Yeah, man, that's awesome. And how did you start this company? Actually, I
Right? What's
wanted
up
to
with your
know that.
portfolio?
Yeah, yeah.
That
I'm
ain't
gonna be
gonna turn
subtle with
around.
it. I'm gonna be subtle with it. You know what I mean? I love to, I love to network
Speaking of
with
Love
you.
Island, that's a great corporation, great network, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
similar to your business.
Yeah, I wonder how they what's the how much money they actually making? How much it cost? How much do you think their island cost? Let's talk about that. You know what? Well, you got enough to buy that? How did I get there? You know what I mean? I'll
Right?
figure
We
out
should
a
we
way
should
to.
we should set that. We should network. We should connect.
Yeah, we should
I'm
definitely
not gonna waste too
connect.
much of your time. We should connect.
Yeah, but yeah, I like that though. Like
But
being
again,
able
at the end of the
to.
day, like you know what I'm saying, it's pros and cons to everything. Like it's
That's pros
pros,
and
cons, and
cons.
benefits to being by yourself, understanding, you know what I'm saying, who you are, what your mental is, understanding what you want to indulge in and why maybe you might not be hanging out or you know what I'm saying. Because again, there is, like you said, to your point, there is a perspective of wasting your time, you know what I'm saying, by trying to indulge in the BS. Like,
And it's hard to not waste your time, right?
yes.
Because if you do not know who you, that
If you
come
don't know
on,
when you get
it's
up out of
look,
there,
wait, it's coming full circle.
I'll let it happen. I'll let it happen.
Look, because if we go back to the beginning, if you don't understand who you are, right? I'm talking about being
You
alone,
did
but
say
being
that.
alone sometimes,
I heard you say
and
that.
exactly, and understanding who you are, understanding the person you are, like then aligning yourself. What are your, and this would be a good exercise, honestly, like. every year. Okay, who am I kind of figuring out myself? What have I been doing? What interests have I picked up? Okay, what are my, like, what's my mission statement? What is my things that I align with? What are my values? Writing my values down. And then based off those values should show me what I'm going to do, what I'm going to indulge in. I can, that's not saying I can do something outside of that, but I probably shouldn't be doing an excess amount of it. You know what I mean? I probably shouldn't be doing much. And then when you do that, it makes everything else easier. You know what I mean? Now you're looking at life from a completely different lens. You're looking at the lens like, okay, I can hang with that person. Oh, I should get in this conversation. Oh, I should go try this out. You know what I mean? Different thing. It makes everything easier.
That's how it starts. But again, like you said, that is how, and I think it helps you more understanding who you. And again, that brings me back to my point. It helps you to understand even what relationships or conversations you want to indulge in just by knowing who you are,
Yes.
knowing what
Yes.
attracts you, knowing like you know, like you said to your point, you know that's not a conversation you care about or what attracts you. You know there's no benefit to that to your topics, but at the same time, you know only know that because you know who you are within.
Exactly. And if you don't, right, you need to go back. Well, that's what I was meant to say is when you go back, you need to go back, understand yourself, write your values and everything down so you can understand how to move. Because if you don't, oh, sweetheart, it's so easy to
Yeah.
let the world
Hmm.
just take you all over and you won't know. You'll be wasting so much time. And then you'll look back, you're 40 years old, you got kids and all this, and you're like, dang, I didn't do anything I wanted to do. Like, why did I do this conversation? Why did I marry this
Why didn't I
woman?
do this?
Why didn't I try this? Like, and now you're having a midlife crisis. I'm having a midlife crisis. I've been having a midlife crisis since I was 10 years old. You know what I
Oh,
mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm always thinking like, okay, what am I doing? Like what's next? Who am I? Or how do I want to move this way?
Paige, you
Ah,
might have
these
really been
people,
lonely.
I was never lonely though. That's the
I can
thing.
see, I can just see little Paige talking to these kids, preaching to these kids. They're like, bro,
And you go
what's up with
back
the kid with the
and
orange hair? Like
and
Jesus.
you ask my friends, right? I was just went back to Chicago and I went to one of my best friends. I call him my cousin. His mom is my auntie and my uncle and
That's
all
my
that.
play cousin.
I went over there, right? And she was bringing up like, oh, Rashad, my cousin. He's like, Rashad used to come back home after hanging out with you. And he's like, man, this kid's so annoying. You know, he sat up all night. It was 2 a.m. and he was just reading the Bible and he was just
Paige is
preaching
trying
to
to get
us
it
at
young.
night. You know what I mean? He's like, he was so annoying. Like, I didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's literally the stories that you hear. So that's exactly true. You know what I mean? And it's not even that I was understanding it. Like I was just reading it to read it.
But respectfully enough,
Hmm.
being that that's the case, that's what makes you even that much more likable as a person now because what we aligned with then may not be the same things that we align with now. We may be closer to the things that we didn't agree with then now. Like this is a stupid analogy to use, but for example, even your tongue, your taste buds, palate, your palate. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand vegetable, broccoli, stuff like that. But as an
Hmm.
adult now, I indulge in it because it's healthier for me, because
Hmm.
of the benefits I can get from it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's even that way in life. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to just the things you choose to consume, certain
Mm.
things that you might have been doing as a kid, things that you thought were healthy for you as a kid. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Being an adult now, you're like again, for example, spending so much time around everybody when I was younger didn't allow me to figure out me.
Hmm.
Now I spend more time with me so that way I can figure out what it is I want in my life. So
Yeah, and I
it's
think
just
that that's big
life's full
because
circle.
it just brought me to that too. You just said a good point. I had to write it down. Right. It was that understanding yourself, creating the values, learning how to move in life so you're not wasting time and you're getting the most out of life and you feel fulfilled. You go back to our other episodes to talk about passion, faith, fear, all that, right? But going through life, you need to understand that because you need to understand the balance of how you're going to push yourself and how do you become that better person, because we
Right.
should always be working to become the best versions of
Right.
ourselves to be more fulfilled. And one quote that helped me through that, right, that connected with me a lot, it was like, the road to heaven feels like hell and the
Come on
road
now.
to
That's
hell feels like heaven.
That's deep.
So if your
That's
life is comfortable and your life, your Love Island, and I'm watching Love Island and I'm in love and I'm voting and I'm doing all these, yeah, life might be a little too comfy for you, young bull. Maybe a little comfy. You may got to figure some stuff out, man.
we're
You're a
not
little too
saying you going to
comfortable.
hell because you watch Love Island.
I
So for
might
all you
be.
crazy
I
people
might
out there,
be. I might be.
we are
But
not the judge or
so,
executioner phase.
hey, of this podcast, I am. So if you're watching this, I am today. But yeah, so that helped me out so much. And this is all, I love how this is all coming back full circle because then I said the road to heaven feels like hell. So once you understand, just like you said about the palate and everything, oh yeah, I love hot Cheetos, but maybe I got to cut it down a little bit just because I know that's going to help me to do that. And I love it so much. Think about that. I encourage you, Iman, encourage everybody that sees this to think about that. What are things in my life that I do that I love so much? I'm addicted to this. It's smoking. I'm doing this so much and it feels so good, but that's not leading me down the right path. And what are the things that I'm not doing right now that are like, because I'm tired, I feel lazy, I don't want to do it. Iman needs to work out. That may feel hard like hell, but that's what's going to get you there. You know what I mean?
You
That's
know,
what's going
people,
to get you.
people, people were healthy and in great shape before gyms even existed. So
Yeah.
just put it out there.
And they still was getting after. They was though you talking
Right?
about the people that was going out in that field and hunting though.
Nah,
I ain't seen nothing Iman hunt nothing in a minute. You know what
hey
I mean?
man,
I
because
ain't
I
seen
have my feast, my roast beef. I got hunters for you. So I'm playing.
July
But
13th,
nah,
day 13 of Iman not working out. We here.
and he they still look good, and he still look good.
And that's the metabolism. He getting
We
old
still
too.
fit. The Lord is still raining His blessings down upon me. Can I get a
Amen.
button?
No, they don't get it for that.
Hallelujah.
I'll get some.
Like nah, but at the end of the day, also too, off that point, tying it back, you gotta love yourself first. I love who I am. Can I be a
Hmm.
better version of myself? Yes.
Yes.
But I do love, you know what I'm saying? And I'm appreciative of where I'm at because Iman wasn't always
Hmm.
just, he wasn't always just big. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I remember struggling with weight, high
Hmm.
school. Now
Yeah.
I'm just soaking it in. Now I'm like, I'm gonna get it back right. I'm cleaning it up. I'm look good. But
Yeah.
again, I'm just happy I can wake up every morning, have full activation of my limbs, be able to breathe fresh air, open my
Yeah.
eyes, you know what I'm saying, speak, you know what I'm saying, even his name. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, glory to God for the most
Yeah.
part. But
Yeah, but God let him
I
know
love
that
I love
he
me too.
ain't he want to play in all these leagues and all these leagues and
God
ain't
knows my
touched the
heart.
football and ain't been on the field. Yeah, God know you ain't been in the gym
God knows my
either.
heart. Maybe
God know
that's
you
not the
ain't been in the
desires of my
gym.
heart no more.
It may be, but God know you need to be fit. You know, Damson Idris, he was fit in that F1 movie. You trying to be Michael B. Jordan is fit now, looking at that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Maybe I want to do it like
You don't know.
a pop verse movie with poverty. Maybe I want to look like
Uh-huh.
I'm stressed.
Hey, yeah,
Maybe I'm
you'll
embodying
get
this
that
new
role.
role.
Look, you'll get that role. You'll get that one. Hey, get him right now. Get him.
Oh man, but
Yeah, but that was a good
no,
episode, bro. It was
it's been
great talking
fun,
to you,
bro.
bro. We
It's
gotta
been
keep
fun.
catching up. We gotta keep doing this. Day 13 of the 30-day pod. Day 13 if your mind not working out. We're gonna be back tomorrow. We're gonna see what
And
happened. It
day
may be
13 of
different.
Iman loving himself and knowing who he is within because I spend time with
Yeah.
myself.
But does he love himself that much if he's not getting in the gym? I guess we'll find
I'm
out.
unfazed, I'm unfazed, yeah. Finna stack this paper.